Mars, the red planet, our neighbor in the solar system that has always fascinated the human imagination. You can see it with the naked eye in the night sky, a bright reddish star that seems to wink at us across the cosmos. From ancient civilizations to modern space programs, humans have always asked, what is out there on Mars? Is there life? Could there be intelligent beings? Hundreds of books have been written about it, dozens of movies filmed. Mars has become a symbol of hope, fear, and mystery. But what do we actually know about this planet? And what are just myths and inventions? Today we'll separate truth from fiction and try to understand, why is Mars so special to us? Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun, right after Earth. It's twice as small as our planet and 10 times lighter. Its atmosphere is extremely thin, made up almost entirely of carbon dioxide. The surface looks red because of the iron oxide, rust in the soil. The average temperature on Mars is minus 60 degrees Celsius. During the day near the equator, it can rise to plus 20, but at night it drops to minus 100, a world of extremes. And yet Mars became the main candidate for being a second Earth. Why not Venus, which is closer? Because Venus is hell, plus 460 degrees and clouds of acid. Why not Jupiter? Because it's a gas giant with no solid surface. Mars is different, tough but possible, a reachable challenge. In the 19th century, Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli looked at Mars through a telescope and noticed lines on its surface. He called them canali, which in Italian means channels or grooves, but the English press translated it as canals, artificial canals. Immediately people claimed, there's a civilization on Mars building giant waterways. Writers loved the idea. The most famous example is H.G. Wells in his novel, The War of the Worlds. In it, Martians invade Earth because their own planet is dying. From then on, the image of big-headed, antenna-wearing Martians became a classic of science fiction. And for decades, people seriously believed intelligent creatures might be watching us from Mars. 1965. The American probe Mariner 4 sends back the first photos of Mars. Everyone expected to see canals, green valleys, maybe even cities. But reality was different. A barren desert, craters, rocks, no canals, no Martians. This was a cold shower for those dreaming of alien civilizations. Yet scientists didn't lose hope. Maybe life once existed, because evidence suggested that billions of years ago, Mars had rivers, lakes, and maybe even an ocean. 1976. NASA's Viking orbiter takes a photo of the Martian surface. On one image, a huge rock formation looks like a human face. The media exploded. Face on Mars discovered! Proof of ancient civilization. People imagined Martian cities, pyramids, even temples. But later, with higher resolution images, the truth became clear. It was just a hill, a trick of light and shadow, no face. The same with the so-called pyramids on Mars and other ruins. It's pareidolia, our brain's tendency to see familiar shapes where none exist. The real revolution began when rovers landed on Mars. Spirit and Opportunity in the 2000s studied the soil and found evidence that water once flowed there. Curiosity explored Gale Crater and confirmed it used to be a lake. Perseverance is now searching for traces of life in an ancient river delta. Orbiters have also detected subsurface ice and even signs of underground reservoirs of liquid water. And then there's methane. Seasonal methane spikes appear in the Martian atmosphere. On Earth, most methane is produced by microbes. Could this be a sign of life? The question remains open. Today, Mars is back in the spotlight. Elon Musk and SpaceX dream of building a city of 1 million people there. It looks beautiful in concept art, domes, greenhouses, flying shuttles, but reality is far harsher. On Mars, deadly radiation, a thin atmosphere, no breathable air, and little water. Humans would have to live in sealed habitats, more like polar stations than futuristic cities. Gravity is 3 times weaker than on Earth. We don't even know if the human body can develop normally under such conditions. So in the coming decades, colonization will look less like a sci-fi utopia and more like scientific outposts. Despite the harsh truth, Mars continues to inspire us. In literature, it became a symbol of both war and hope. In cinema, we see heroic survival stories like The Martian and wild adventures like Total Recall. For many, Mars is a dream of a second home, a chance to restart humanity's story on a new world. In the coming years, NASA and the European Space Agency plan to bring back samples of Martian soil to Earth. For the first time, we'll be able to study them in our laboratories. And in the 2030s, humans may finally set foot on Mars. That moment will forever change our civilization. But the greatest mystery remains. Is there life there now, even in the form of microbes? The answer to that question could reshape our understanding of the universe and ourselves. The truth and myths about the red planet mirror our own curiosity. We see faces in cities on Mars because we want to believe we are not alone. We invent stories about Martians because we're searching for an answer to the ultimate question. Is there life beyond Earth? Even if Mars turns out to be lifeless, it has already given us something greater, a purpose. It united scientists, engineers, dreamers, and ordinary people. And who knows, maybe we ourselves will become the first true Martians.